going on, everyone? Happy Friday, first of all, and happy long weekend to those of you celebrating. Those of you in Canada, Monday will be, a holiday, so that's pretty cool. I actually didn't realize it until yesterday. Someone told me, but now that I know I don't technically have to work on Monday, I probably still will anyways. But it kind of makes me feel a little bit better. Anyways, I actually had a meeting with a friend of mine earlier, and she's pretty ambitious. She's a very ambitious person, and she, like myself, like many others, tends to, or finds herself living by comparison to other people, or to other people within her industry. I do that myself, and I do it quite a bit when it comes to fitness. I will pop open YouTube, see a fitness video, some guy benching 300 and something pounds, and I think, hey, well, why can't I do that? But really, it's not fair. It's not fair for me to do that to myself. It's not fair if you do that, if you find yourself doing that, comparing yourself to other people. It's good to aspire to achieve what they've achieved and use that as a reference point. But if you are comparing yourself to the point where you begin to mentally beat yourself up or beat yourself down because you aren't presently achieving what they've achieved, it's just unfair. And that's just simply because everyone has their own journey. I have my own journey, you have yours, and whomever else you're comparing to would have theirs. You're not sure what they've done to get to that point. So in the case of the individual benching 300 and something pounds, for all I know, they could have been training 10, 15, 20 years, where I've been training maybe 1 or 2 years. So it's not really fair to have that sort of comparison. It's great to have it as a reference point, but it's not fair to myself to beat myself down over it. So what I'm doing is just living out my journey. I'm taking the necessary actions to achieve my own greatness. And really, that's what everyone should do for themselves. And it's good to use people as a reference point, to use them for motivation, to use what they've achieved as motivation, but to, again, get to the point where it starts to be detrimental to your mental health and your own success because you are beating yourself up over, for whatever reason. It's just not fair. So that's really what I wanted to get at, and that's what I wanted to discuss today. It's partially because I had a meeting with a friend earlier, and we kind of discussed it, but it's also because I've just been flipping around Instagram and I see a lot of photos and I see a lot of bodybuilders and all this other stuff. I actually commented on someone's photo yesterday. This guy, I guess it was a progress shot, and he's just ripped. He's just completely ridiculous. Like I'm sure he's been training for years and years, and he just has an amazing physique. So I actually commented on the photo, and it's funny because his initial response, or his response to that comment, was thanks for, thank you obviously, but thanks, and he said, but I've still got a long way to go. And that really puts everything into perspective, because from my perspective, I have a long way to go to get to where he's at. And from his perspective, he has a long way to go to get to whomever he's aspiring to be like, or to get to that point. So it's really interesting because I see him as my end game, my goal, whereas he has something else. So everyone has really their own journey and their own perspectives on things. Really, what it comes down to is achieving your own success at your own pace. As long as you're achieving some form of success, as long as you're making that effort to achieve that greatness, then comparing yourself to others it really should just be used as a support tool in order to support you in achieving that greatness. That's all I wanted to say. That's it. And I actually have to get going. Have yourself a great Friday. Let me know your thoughts on this, and let me know if you think I should post other videos like this too, because sometimes I just have some thoughts, and rather than ranting to people I know and bothering them, I figure I can just pop on a video and bother you. So have yourself a great Friday.